Yo, what's good? This is Skano. You know what? I realized social media is a virus. It's a new virus. And this case with Lil Ronnie, you know, and the girl Romani Sibley, who was killed in Fort Worth. Now, her mother been on social media. Well, just recently, she shut down her GoFundMe account, or I think they shut it. It was shut down. You know, I don't think she shut it. She did, in effect, get it shut down. And the point I'm getting to with the social media thing, for most people, it's probably just a form of, you know, a utensil for expression. But it can also be a device to trap you up, obviously, in many different ways. But this chick, all right, your daughter just got killed. Is she even buried yet? Did they have the girl funeral yet? You on social media flashing the GoFundMe money, talking about you got the bag. I told you something was off with this chick, man. I be knowing off, man. I've been around off all my life. I'm off. I know off. I knew something was wrong with this chick, man. And I'm talking about on a deeper level. You on social media flossing the money and I'm saying with the whole vibe was just weird to me. This chick could have cared less that her daughter was just murdered. You know what I'm saying? And so they got around to shutting down the GoFundMe, and she deleted her account, and she now off social media. But the damage is done as far as, but it is what it is. But it's like, every time you turn around, it's some toxic shit on social media, man. Or people on social media revealing things that, probably should be, kept quiet. But see, you got people on social media because they have a message, and you got people on social media because they crave the attention. You know what I'm saying? And it feeds primal, some primal need. I don't know what type of fulfillment these people get that would drive them. You know what I'm saying? If you had just kept quiet, just stayed in the background. Who knows? Maybe you could have juiced the GoFundMe thing for who knows how long. You could have got $1 million off of that shit. Who's to say? This isn't about money, but obviously for her it's about money. So that's, the aspect I'm coming. So it's like the weirdness that, social media exposes. But like I said, man, it's a new virus that plagues humanity, and it's not going to be eradicated no time soon. But speaking of viruses, now I came across this interview of so-called scholars who claim that in less than 100 years, the next generation, 20 years or so, racism will be eradicated, utterly eradicated from America. And I laughed. I laughed to myself. You know why? Because like most viruses, if you think about it, the flu been around for quite a while, man. Thousands of years, right? All these advancements in medical and scientific technology, and people still dying by the thousands from flu yearly, annually, right? So my point being, it just evolves, man. Viruses evolve. Ebola, the Black Plague, all these viruses that, they try to make us believe we've eradicated these viruses. I just read not too long ago where there was a case of Black Plague in a different country. I believe it was Africa where it's starting to crop up again. See, viruses never truly die. They go dormant until they can evolve. You know what I'm saying? Morph into some other shit. So for people who are claiming, and you got people like Kanye out here saying shit, and take what he say with a grain of salt, because dude is, you know. But, talking about slavery was a choice. For 400 years, people, we chose to be in slavery. Listen, man, slavery never left. It's just a different form of slavery, like, for instance, the prison system. But for people who are feeding into this bullshit line of thought that racism is being eradicated, maybe ideology-wise, maybe. But systemically, the system is doing exactly what it was always designed to do and what it will always be designed to do. Stop thinking that the system will change. Let me ask you something. If you were in power, if you had complete and utter control and power, would you give it up? Would you even consider sharing it? And if you did share it, it would be with people or entities who share a similar ideology or agenda that you do. You're not just going to hand over power. That has never occurred in the entire history of humankind. People don't hand over power. It's taken. You understand what I'm saying? Maybe it's transferred. And like I said, when it's transferred to someone who is going to maintain and uphold that ideology, right? So we talking about racism is being eradicated. Some forms of racism, systemic racism, that still prevail. How about the fact that blacks are incarcerated at 5 times the rates of white people? You got educational inequities. We understand that our communities, the school systems in our communities, for the most part, are way below what the standard should be. It's amazing that we have scholars graduating from that goes to show you how we prevail. We still putting out scholars now, engineers, scientists, all that. Despite the fact, housing discrimination, healthcare disparities, environmental racism, what they call environmental apartheid. And this is something I noticed as a kid. Why are our landfills, hazardous waste disposal facilities, the factories, the pollution, all these different environmental hazards, noise pollution, you name it. In our communities, we have to deal with this shit. And it's something that you take with a grain of salt until you actually, it dawned on you. It's so many different devices in place. You know what I'm saying? But to think that the powers that be would ever want this system to do anything other than what it was designed to do, and that's to maintain power and control for a certain demographic of people, I mean, that's never going to change. I'm sorry. Not through political means, not through economical means. It's plenty of rich black folks in this country. Some of the richest black folks in this country, Oprah Winfrey, Jay-Z, Tyler Perry, Tiger Woods, Sheila Johnson, Magic Johnson, Serena Williams. This is in order. Dr. Dre, Beyonce. Actually, Beyonce came before. But the point I'm making, you see the correlation. Athletes, entertainers, which they have no problem enriching athletes and entertainers. As long as you stay in your lane. Don't start trying to get political and shit and use your influence for political means. You know what I'm saying? That could be your downfall in this country. So even if we conglomerated all the black wealth in this country, we could build our own infrastructure to a certain. I believe that is possible. But that infrastructure will exist within the system that is already in place. We had a black president. I think one of the most significant moments, if not the most significant moment in American history, Obama being elected, for the symbolism of it. Purely for the symbolism, because we seen through two terms, could he change the system? No. So even politically, through political means, that's why I don't vote. It don't matter who's in office. I'm not speaking from a perspective of defeatism. Never that. But what I'm saying is, no matter how much money you obtain, status you obtain, foot to neck. Always going to be foot to neck in this country, as far as you know what I'm saying. So no, racism from an ideological standpoint, I do believe, yes, there are a lot more people in this country that are open-minded and have, but systemically, it won't change. How? Why? In order for this system to ever change and to actually stand for equality, like the propaganda claims, you would have to change the heart and minds and souls of the powers that be, that control this system. And how do you do that? See, only Christ can do that. But how does Christ reach someone that apparently doesn't even possess a soul? So, on this plane, this earthly plane, it is what it is. You have to navigate the system regardless of the various pitfalls that exist. There is no savior coming. The system will not be changed. In this lifetime, it is what it is. And that's not defeatism. That's realism. 216 Scano, you already know.